Sunday, 8:30 on 1.
Welcome back. US President Donald Trump is threatening to designate a far-left group that regularly confronts white supremacists a terrorist organization.
Antifa, which is short for anti-fascism, is a growing movement in the United States, as the BBC's Aline Nakbal reports.
The rise of white supremacy in the US has seen a counter-surge in an anti-fascist movement that's come to be known as Antifa. It gets attention when activists come out to oppose far-right marches, often in dangerous confrontations with neo-Nazis and the police.
It's our duty, it's our obligation as human beings to come in and use our voice and use our bodies to protect our communities.
In the past, Antifa protesters have vandalized businesses and beaten people during rallies in the name of anti-fascism.
We're not going to let fascists take over peacefully.
By whatever means.
By any means necessary.
But even in recent days, we've seen that the Antifa movement takes many other forms to oppose fascism. Well, you don't just see anti-fascism expressed in this country on the streets when people come out to confront white supremacists. Antifa has also found a home in the supporters clubs of some of America's professional football teams. The stadium of this Portland Timbers game was awash with anti-fascist slogans and signs, messages of inclusion. And this is Antifa 2, metal band Lockdown, part of a thriving US anti-fascist music scene. So what do they think about the president saying he's thinking of designating Antifa a terrorist organization?
We've committed no sorts of atrocities, unlike the other side, the far right side, in which there have been many very deadly terroristic attacks.
And when you do look at the mass shootings by white supremacists at a black church or a synagogue or targeting Latinos, there has been no equivalent violence on the far left. That's not to say things aren't heading in a more extreme direction.
Well, the French president has taken a friendly but firm approach to his Brexit talks with his British counterpart. Boris Johnson's meeting with European leaders this week to try to renegotiate the terms of leaving the EU. But while Emmanuel Macron says it's possible to find a deal without rewriting the existing one, he warned it wouldn't be far from what's already been agreed. The controversial Irish border backstop remains the key sticking point.
The key elements of this agreement, including the Irish backstop, are not just technical constraints or quibbling, but indeed indispensable guarantees to preserve the stability in Ireland and the integrity of the single market.
Boris Johnson has 30 days to propose new ideas that would eliminate the need for the backstop.
The Australian parents who fed their toddler a vegan diet, leaving her severely malnourished, will not go to jail. The 19-month-old was taken to hospital grossly underweight, as Channel 9's Laura Tunstall reports.
Guilty of neglecting their daughter, but in the end it was their children who saved them.
To sentence these offenders to full-time custody would deprive each of their children of that important bond.
Paramedics called to their eastern suburbs home last year found the 19-month-old weighed just 4.8 kilograms. She was so malnourished her bones hadn't developed since birth. Fed a limited vegan diet, a cup of oats with rice milk and half a banana for breakfast, a slice of bread with peanut butter or jam for lunch, potatoes, rice or tofu for dinner, or oats again, and her snacks included a mouthful of fruit or 2 sultanas. The child hadn't had medical checkups and wasn't immunised. The mother later telling a doctor, "I was just too exhausted. Just the thought of putting them in the car and driving them. I was thinking, how do mothers do that? I'm so tired." The little girl is now in the care of a relative, but the court heard she does have supervised visits from her parents. Now 2.5 years old, she has gained weight, but continues to be behind in language and gross motor skills. The couple's 18-month sentences will be served under supervision in the community.
And the parents have also been sentenced to 300 hours community service.
Scientists have gained new insight into our bodies. Next, what this revolutionary new microscope is allowing them to now see.
Plus, I'm here at Carney at Peak with a
election coming up.
And then later on 7 Sharp, Jeremy, a new farming industry on the horizon.
That's right, well, there could be, but it's not your typical sheep, beef or dairy. We meet a cricket farmer and find out why insects are such hot property. And the 2 Kiwi backpackers who survived a carjacking ordeal in Africa. How did they manage to escape? Plus, the back-breaking work of a new Kiwi world record holder. All that and so much more coming up at 7.
It's a Friday night treat. Bring us your best version of fried chicken and this finger-licking feast.
Really delicious.
That is just magic. Has a delicious twist.
History is about to be made.
MasterChef Australia, tonight 7:30 on 1.
Get Dad sorted this Father's Day at The Warehouse. Refresh his wardrobe with men's tees and shirts from $12. These Fila watches are a perfect gift for only $99. And these men's fragrances from just $39. Dad sorted at The Warehouse. Okay, you need to take a trip. We can help. Get in touch today. Instant Finance. Makers of possible.
Digging, planting, tending, puffing, creating something out of nothing. You've got the vision, we've got the know-how. Come over to ours to learn how easy it is to plant a mini orchard at your place. Tilly.
JB's got super gifts for super dads. Save 94 on this Philips trimmer, now only $75. This Garmin sports watch is a gift at $4.99. That's nuts. And these Bose headphones sound good at $6.99. JB, you've done it again.
I got this.
By our latest collections in the Hunter Furniture New Season Sale. Get 15 to 50% off store-wide, including on new season arrivals, like the Porto sofa at 50% off, now $1399. New season sale on now. Looking for broadband with more kick, more hits, and more nail-biting action? Join New Zealand's only broadband with a free Rugby World Cup 2019 tournament pass with Spark. Find out more today. Rush into Spotlight for our super deal sale. Dorothy lined pencil pink curtains all sizes, $50 a pair. Leon Sun Out roller blinds all sizes, $49 each. 30% off printed quilting fabrics. Exclusions apply. Rush into Spotlight tomorrow.
Your KiwiSaver account could be missing out on tens of thousands of dollars. Of course, you don't want that. And we don't want that for you either. So Bank of New Zealand has created a tool to help you wake up your KiwiSaver account. It's a way for you to see how simple little changes could easily have you making much more money for your future, without you having to do much at all. Just go to bnz.co.nz/KiwiSaverWakeUp.
One battery now powers over 100 tools. So no matter what Dad's into, you'll find plenty of ideas for a gift he'll really want. 1 + U = Father's Day? Figure that. 2-piece combo kit, $2.99, available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Are you over 50 and ready to downsize to a brand new home?
Hypermata Longlands is now open every day to visit and enjoy with brand new designer homes from only $249,000 and potential capital gains if it comes time to sell.
Watch this.
You'll wish you'd moved in sooner.
I saw a different life than I wanted it. Life isn't about doing what makes you happy.
You're never gonna forgive us.
It's about doing what you need to do to build a real tree, to keep a roof over your head.
Deep Water, streaming now only on TVNZ On Demand.
Welcome back. A father of 5 has clocked up 100 days of protesting outside Parliament, calling on the government to declare a climate change emergency. Ollie Langridge has decided to scale down his daily protest to once a week instead, but insists he's not giving up. Kushla Norman has more.
Ollie!
He's the parliamentary
country protester who's racked up a century not out.
I was just one guy who just bucked against the odds, came out here and I wanted to see what would happen.
He's been pushing for the government to declare a climate change emergency, but what he got today was a crowd of several hundred supporters, including these students and their teacher from Kapiti College.
I'm heavily inspired by Ollie. I mean, staying 100 days on Parliament lawn is pretty long.
Ollie being here just shows all grown-ups that if one grown-up can do it, then why can't all of them back it? He's not thinking about himself really, he's putting the climate first and the future for us as the new generation.
Ollie Langridge was jolted into action in May when the UN warned 1 million species are at risk of extinction. He's been through all the elements and seen a host of countries and councils declare emergencies.
And in that 100 days internationally, the Vatican called it, then France, then Canada, then Argentina. The Pacific Island states, and in New Zealand, Nelson, Canterbury, Christchurch, Kapiti, Auckland, Wellington, Dunedin, Hutt Valley.
This has been Ollie Langridge's patch for the past 100 days. But from now on, he won't be coming back every day, but rather holding protests like this one every Friday. He insists it's not giving up, but rather ramping up.
What we're going to do now is turn up in numbers every single Friday, like Fridays for Future in Europe.
The climate change minister agrees there's an emergency, but needs cross-party support to declare one.
Floods, fires, droughts, storms, we are living in a changing climate, and actually it is an emergency.
So the pressure will continue from Ollie Langridge and company until Parliament sounds the alarm. Kushla Norman, One News.
It's been described as a science revolution, a new giant microscope enabling researchers to see processes inside the body that used to be invisible.
They can now see exactly how the flu virus infects us and how blood cells detect cuts and start clotting. The BBC's Palak Ghosh has more.
These cells are the building blocks of human life. It's where all our body's basic processes occur, and it's here that raging wars against diseases are fought. The researchers here have developed a way of taking pictures of these processes.
This gigantic 2-ton microscope is transforming our understanding of living processes. It takes something so big to see the tiny atom-sized cogs and wheels inside us in action.
Here they are freezing a flu virus and putting it into the microscope. Thousands of images are taken from different angles to build up this picture. It's the spikes around the viruses that haven't been seen before. These are the bits that puncture the body's cells in order to infect them with flu. A close-up helps the researchers here target the vulnerable parts of the virus.
It's certainly a huge step forward in being able to really see what's going on within structures. Before, you had to either cut them into slices or just see the outside of. Now we can see the whole object.
We use X-rays to study the structure of a molecule.
Until recently, we relied on a technique developed 100 years ago and used throughout the 20th century to get pictures of biological molecules. It involved blasting them with X-rays. The new method enables researchers to see what these important molecules actually do in the body. This is the inside of a blood vessel, and the long worm-like structures burst open when we bleed.
It has been described as a resolution revolution, and I think it's clear now that turning this technique on almost any biological problem is providing new information.
Researchers have now got a view of biology in action that they've never had before.
And researchers hope that information will help in the development of new drugs.
The Winter Games are kicking off tonight in Queenstown. Athletes from around the world, and some of our Kiwi favourites, will be hitting the slopes over the coming weeks for the 7th edition of the event.
Jess Cartwright's live at the opening ceremony at Coronet Peak. Jess, what's the atmosphere like there tonight?
Certainly a huge buzz here at Coronet Peak tonight. We've got music, we've got school kids performing a haka. You can hear some of that obviously happening behind me. And at the side we've got the night parallel slalom featuring some of our top alpine skiers. And over the next couple of weeks, more than 700 athletes will be competing across Queenstown and Wanaka from here and across the globe in snowboard and skiing events. Now, and also the competition has already started due to some adverse weather and high winds this weekend. The snowboard big air competition was moved forward to today at Cardrona, and our very own Olympic medalist Zoe Sadowski-Synnott took part in that today. She's currently in 5th place, and the top 6 are moving on to the finals. And this event has really grown over the last couple of years. Now it's an annual event with hopes that it will grow even more in the future.
We were hearing from the athletes they wanted to come every year. They didn't just want to be here every second year. So opportunity to really showcase New Zealand, you know, the winter sports to the world, and to do that annually was great, I think.
Now coming up next week, there's the free ski and snowboard halfpipe competitions, as well as the Super G, featuring some of our amazing alpine skiers, including a big name, Alice Robinson, who's done incredible things already this year overseas. So it'll be exciting to see what she does. And then obviously a lot of celebrations in Queenstown this weekend.
Looks fun. Thanks, Jess. Jess Cartwright at Coronet Peak. And sticking with the sporting thing now, Judy May, England's rising cricket star strikes again.
Jofra Archer, this kid is, well, I say kid, he's 24 years of age, but he's absolutely amazing. Second test, just the second test, 5 wickets. How good is that? His starting performance leaving the Aussies embarrassed. Also on the way, the Bulldogs show how they've gone from wooden spoon contenders to top 8 hopefuls, the good and ugly from the latest NRL round. And the 19-year-old Wallabies whiz kid making World Cup history, Aussie-born Samoan Jordan Papaya is being touted as the next Jonah Lomu.
And a cloudy spell of weather rise for the weekend for most of us in the form of a weak ridge. There'll still be a few showers about, but more changes to come early next week. Details after sport.
I had a glimpse of something new.
They're taking charge.
Fling the doors wide.
Making choices.
Comeback was married at years.
About their own destiny.
Perhaps we could put our heads together.
I'll raise our baby unmarried, head held high.
A place to call home. Tonight on One and on demand.
Sleep comfort and luxury is affordable at Bedpost. Discover the new Mayfair plush bed and you'll be sleeping in style. On sale now for a limited time. Every inch of this bed is comforts and quality. Search bedpost.co.nz to find out more.
Explore your own backyard. Sailing between Sydney and Auckland. Cruise 14 nights from $1,949. Call your travel agent or book at princess.com. Princess Cruises. Come back new.
And just set up a meeting with a bank for my business loan. They can fit me in next week. And I'm just going to need you to sign off some paperwork for the mortgage over our house.
I got my loan application approved in about 3 minutes. No appointment necessary and no mortgage over the house.
So, that's a yes on the signature? So it's a no. Right. Okay.
Apply online for a small business loan without using your home as security. Openforbusiness.co.nz.
G'day, mate.
Good to be home, mate.
Love home.
That's why we build our homes using all the good stuff from right here, supporting Kiwi products and people. At A1 Homes, we're proud to be 100% New Zealand owned.
And keeping it Kiwi.
Like our mate, Scott McLaughlin, another proud Kiwi, taking on the big boys. To see the real benefits of keeping a Kiwi, visit a1homes.co.nz.
If you pee in the poo, will the water really change colour? Does TV ever work when it's raining? Can a stork really carry a baby? Does the internet turn off at 7 every night? Can a goldfish run away? Is Santa always watching?
It's a common misconception that water
Gonna rule the world, don't you know, don't you know? We are gonna rule the world, don't you know, don't you know? We're gonna put it together. Want to put it together. We're gonna put it together. Want to put it together.
We need to talk.
Do you want to use your discount now or later?
Now's good.
You just saved $21 with AA Smart Fuel. Your card, sir?
Well, that was a little bit exciting. Save with AA Smartfield at BP.
Is your sense of adventure in a dish, a leap, a chuckle, or a beat? Is it somewhere you never knew existed? Wherever your sense of adventure takes you, we're here to help. Southern Cross Travel Insurance. Free your adventure.
It's Big Save's massive warehouse sale. Our warehouses are packed full with $20 million worth of furniture and beds. Get a recliner free with this suite, plus 40 months interest-free store-wide. Must end Sunday.
Come and see how hard the LDV range will work for you with only 1.9% finance over 36 months and no deposit. Vans from only $25,990 plus GST and double cab utes from only $29,990 plus GST. LDV, working harder every day.
I think it was a game that suited our mentality.
This story is rugby kicks off Saturday on One.
Mobil proudly brings you one news sport. Earn and redeem points with your Mobil Smiles card. Go to mobilsmiles.co.nz to find out more.
Kia ora, welcome into sport. Cricket's latest superstar Jofra Archer has embarrassed the Australians again as the third Ashes test began in Leeds. The 24-year-old West Indian with an English father claimed his first 5-wicket bag in just his second test, as the last 8 wickets fell for just 43 runs, despite 4 weather interruptions. Here's Stephen Stewart.
Sent into bat to the bowler-friendly Headingley without its best player Steve Smith, Australia was always going to be in trouble. Somehow the hopelessly out-of-form David Warner survived Stuart Broad's But Jofra Archer, coming off 5 wickets in his first test, quickly removed the recalled Marcus Harris.
It's that man Archer again.
However, South African Marnus Labuschagne is a keeper, joining Warner, and no sooner had the pair posted a century stand for the third wicket, Warner was given out. One of 3 howlers from New Zealand umpire Chris Gaffney that was successfully reviewed. But that reprieve lasted all of 5 balls as Archer nicked him out again. Broad got in on the act. But Archer wasn't being upstaged. The skipper was feeling the pain and then polished off on review.
Pitching it back in line and wicket sitting.
Labuschagne scored his third test half-century but wasn't getting any help at all from the tail. Bad luck couldn't save them from the rampant Archer, who took 6 for 45. He didn't get Labuschagne, who provided Ben Stokes with his sole scalp. Australia all out in just 53 overs for 179. Extras were the third top score. The destroyer was congratulated by Jimmy Anderson, England's most successful test bowler, and now probably wondering whether he'll add to his 575 wickets. Such has been Archer's impact. Stephen Stewart, One News.
An early success for the Black Caps on the second day of the rain-affected second test against Sri Lanka in Colombo. Trent Boult claimed former captain Angelo Matthews, who'd laboured 29 balls for 2 runs. That was his 25th wicket, and he celebrated immediately.
It has to be. Kusal Pereira.
Boult should have had a 3rd wicket, a simple caution bowl, but somehow spilled a sitter. Meanwhile, opener Damuth Karunaratne, the new skipper who steered his side to victory in the first test, defied the New Zealand attack again. He's just gone though for 65. Sri Lanka has collapsed to 130 for 6. Well, earlier this year we went inside the Canterbury Bulldogs camp to meet one of their 11 Kiwi stars. At the time they were the NRL's wooden spoon favourites, but with 3 rounds to go they're on the verge of being the comeback story of the season. Matt Manukia explains.
A late contender for hit of the year. Kiwis captain Dylan Watene-Zelezniak, a high-priority target for the high-flying Eels, picking on the little dog before the pack leader stepped in. Nathan Brown now looking at a 2-game suspension when it had all started so well for Parramatta. Running meters, it looked like more tries were on the way, although the Eels also have more errors than any other team and failed to score for the rest of the game. Hopes of a top 4 finish dashed by a team that spent most of the year in the bottom 4. Wellington-born Renoff To'omara with energy off the bench, linking with Kiwis half Kieran Foran, another key contributor. While his opposite Mitchell Moses lashed out with his boot, a penalty try winning the match 12-6. Leapfrogging the Warriors into 12th place with 6 wins in 8 games, the Bulldogs now have a slim playoff chance, just 2 points outside the top 8, although Kiwi winger Remus Smith will miss a week for this headbutt.
He's just trying to give him a hongy. A hongy? What's a hongy? It's like this. A traditional Kiwi.
More hongies at full time, another top 8 team upset by the resurgent Doggies. Matt Manukia, One News.
The Wellington Phoenix has signed another exciting young player and made history by paying a transfer fee for the first time in the club's history. 21-year-old Australian Rino Piscopo has signed on a 3-year deal. He spent the past 8 years in Italy after being recruited to Inter Milan's youth team as a teenager. He still had a year to complete on a deal with AC Renata, which meant a transfer fee had to be paid.
It would have been probably a lot easier if he was coming off contract. A lot of clubs don't want to pay transfer fees, but in this situation, there had to be one paid, so that's the way we went.
Phoenix coach Ufuk Pale coached Piscopo in the Australian under-20s side. The Wallabies hope they have a modern-day Jonah Lomu in their 31-strong World Cup rugby squad named today. Uncapped Melbourne-born teenage winger Jordan Pataya is a bolter in an otherwise vastly experienced bunch. Matt Hall-Smith has more.
19-year-old Jordan Pataya is still coming to terms that he could be the difference to Australia's World Cup campaign.
Probably wasn't thinking about this 2 years ago back in school, but it's incredible how fast it's come over these few years.
Still looking like a schoolboy in uniform, the Queensland Reds utility back has only played 2 games of Super Rugby this year due to injury, so his selection is a massive sign of faith from coach Michael Cheika.
I see so much potential there. It's about now getting some of that out over the next 2 months.
Meant to be involved in his first World Cup. I'm sure he'll gain a lot of experience, and there'll be no expectation on him.
Cheika selecting 2 utility backs at the polar ends of their careers, with Adam Ashley Cooper lining up for his 4th World Cup. No doubt the new kid on the block will be picking his rugby brain.
I guess I'm just going to have to find out and see how I go over training these next 2 weeks.
As the boss remains coy on when he'll unleash his rookie sensation.
His time's going to come pretty soon, and maybe that's his destined moment is to play in the World Cup first up.
The Aussie excitement machine is likely to make his much anticipated debut against Manu Samoa at Sydney, just 2 weeks before they open their World Cup campaign against Fiji. Matt Hall-Smith, One News.
Our Paralympic athletes have celebrated 12 months until the Tokyo Games by launching a new interactive parasport display that will travel around the country. It encourages kids to have a go at things like wheelchair basketball and blind football virtual reality. Anna Grimaldi won a gold medal in Rio, but she says while her build-up to the 2016 event was smooth, Tokyo's preparations have been more challenging.
It's been 2 years now since I found out I had a stress fracture on my foot, and it's taken about 18 months to get to be where I am now, which is, I think, pretty healthy and on the right track.
Cyclist Nicole Murray is hoping to attend her first Paralympic Games, but as the big event gets closer, she knows it'll be harder to balance training and her work as a guide at Waitomo Caves.
They have to get into the water and abseil down ropes and things like that, so it's a lot of fun, but I'll probably stop doing that once I get closer to Tokyo.
Murray, who is without the lower part of her left arm, won an individual pursuit silver medal at the World Champs last year, her first ever international competition. Well, finally in sport, the New Zealand K4 crew have set up a showdown with the hosts at the Canoe Sprint World Championships after progressing straight to the final in Hungary. The quartet of Lisa Carrington, Kayla Imrie, Amy Fisher and Caitlin Ryan won their heats by more than 2.5 seconds. The 3 fastest qualifiers for the final were separated by just 0.08 of a second. One of those is Hungary, who beat the Kiwis for gold by 0.01 of a second at last year's event. Ryan also qualified for the K2 500-metre final, paddling in a new combination with Alicia Hoskin, who is making her Elite World Championships debut. And Lisa Carrington, she's only competing in 3 events this year, as opposed to 4 last year.
Superstar, she's fantastic. All right, thanks very much for that, Jenny, mate. Hillary coming out on 7 Sharp, a twist to local body elections. Will it make them even more exciting?
Probably not. The surprising move changing the face of election billboards. Plus the weird goings-on in Waipu was a stolen doll, so cursed it was returned the next day. And the very latest in farming, but how hard is it to raise free-range crickets? We will see you at 7. Kia ora. Tonight on 1, contestants compete for the coveted immunity pin on MasterChef Australia. Then are new fates sealed on a place to call home? On 2, some ill-prepared illusionists on Magic Makes You Laugh Out Loud. Then the Friday Funnies continue with 8 out of 10 cats does countdown. On Duke, an alien organism seeks to take over in the sci-fi comedy Evolution. Plus, Billy Piper stars in the saucy drama Secret Diary of a Call Girl. Stream it now on demand.
Now just $63,990 plus on-road costs. With 3.5-ton towing, bi-turbo diesel engine and 10-speed automatic transmission. Celebrate a great deal at Ford today.
Power up your comfort with a big 30% off all Lazy Boy powered products now. Save over $2,000 on the Taylor Leather Modular and $1,000 off this Taylor Leather 3-seater sofa. Head to your nearest Lazy Boy furniture gallery today.
If you've got kids under 5 or in their teens, you need to hear this. It's unlikely they're protected against meningococcal B. That's because a new vaccine wasn't available until recently. But now they can be immunised with Bexero. It's not free, but it's worth it, given 1 in 10 infected can die, sometimes within 24 hours. Under 5s are most at risk and students in shared spaces. If you want to help protect your kids, talk to your GP about Bexero today.
5G will change a lot of things, opening up opportunities for many New Zealand businesses and enabling transformative technology like driverless cars. If you're not thinking about how 5G could benefit your business, you probably should be. The question is, what's your driverless car?
Try and let the good shine through. Try and let the good shine through. There's a little bit of good in everyone, so try and let the good shine through.
The great thing about Bunnings gift card for Father's Day is that he can come in and choose a great gift idea, something that he really wants. So by getting him a gift card, he can come in and he can choose for himself.
Wheelbarrow $69, 18-volt 2-piece combo kit $369, water blaster $198, assorted citrus $14.97.
When you find a competitor's lower price on the same select item, we'll beat it by 15%.
Don't miss our Father's Day family night, Thursday 29th of August, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Lowest prices are just the beginning. That's our policy.
Jeep Cherokee and Compass are on sale now. With a 0 deposit 3.9% finance offer and $5,000 off RRP, you can drive away in one of these legendary SUVs. Visit your participating Jeep dealer today. Terms and conditions apply for a limited time only while stocks last.
I've actually never made it to most before.
The planning isn't always precise.
I'll be fine. Absolutely fine.
But the results
People may assume that they're real vegetables.
are remarkable.
I literally can't believe this.
Extreme Chocolate Makers, Saturday at 7 on 1.
How could you do this to me? Oh, it's a walking deer!
Get ready for a showdown.
This is worse than I thought.
I reckon there's going to be a riot. If they recognise me, I'm going to get ripped to shreds.
Shortland Street Winter Season, next on 2.
That's Tracy. She's my tenant. She helps look after the place by drying the washing outside. She's making her home healthy. Together, we're raising the standard. Oh, here comes tonight's weather.
Hello, a good bit of colour in the sky this morning. Always a sign that things are on the way, something is going on as far as Mother Nature is concerned, and that was the case across a good part of the country, even a decent looking sunset for some as well. But luckily, most of the mean and nasty weather on our broad upper trough that would bring in the showers and thunderstorms, most of the nasty stuff stayed to the north and east of the country. Quick look at things in the wider shot. Clearer spot to the south and west, a ridge coming in and a strip of cloud down to the Southern Ocean. yellow and orange bits, most of them stayed north and east. That means the good oomph in the storm system stayed just off the coast, so the severe stuff stayed away, but we did manage rain totals anywhere from 10 to as much as 14 millimetres of rain over the last 24 hours across parts of the North Island. Obviously further south it was drier, and temperatures were generally 11, 12, 13 across the far south of the South Island, but as we moved our way north, check out Christchurch 15, and with some more shelter today, Blenheim at 17, one of the top spots for the country. Napier, Hastings, you were 15, and then we tracked our way north. Gisborne was the other one there, 17, all the way to the far north. Auckland, Whangarei, 15 and 14. So our storm system is easing away. Quick look at the radar, you can see it going away. Did manage a few showers to pop up in the southerly flow around the broad instability of our weather system, but say goodbye to that. That's heading out the door. So instead we bring in the air of high pressure or a weakish ridge, the bend in the isobars. That quietens things down. There'll be a few showers around the edges, but it's a quieter looking Saturday. The next strip of cloud I mentioned down there, that front, that slides in down to the far south for Sunday. So for some, Saturday is your better day for outdoor stuff. That'll slide through into early next week. Doesn't have much oomph. It'll kick a snow level down a little bit to 700 or 800 meters. Another top up for the ski fields and just reinforcing that southwest flow into early next week. But overall, not looking too bad. Let's get into tomorrow. All this wet weather slowly clears away. Showers to the east coast, they're often gone. Still with a southwest flow, you may flick in for the morning. 1 or 2 showers into the northwest of the North Island. But after that, it's a decent looking Saturday, make the most of it. And a pretty similar thing over the South Island too. A few showers into Milford Sound, they become more a persistent rain for the end of the day. They work up the coast as showers for the afternoon. Everywhere else, you're in decent shape. You go into more of a westerly flow in Fovo Strait, and there are showers there, say for Stewart Island, but I think overall you're in pretty decent shape. Otherwise dry in Invercargill, small chance for a shower. Inland you are fine, just seeing some patchy cloud. Temperatures there 12 to say 14. So the west coast starts off pretty good. Take a raincoat to Milford Sound. We'll just drag in some showers. They'll come up the coast in that west to southwest flow. Nelson, you're fine. 15 with some sunshine for you. And for most of the east coast of the South Island, no problem. Starting off frosty in a few spots. Get rid of that cloud. You're in good shape as that northerly comes back in. And it looks pretty good to most of the North Island. Of course, we're getting rid of some of the showers. You may still see a few in the morning, Wellington. The odd one maybe just glancing by, say parts of Taranaki, but most others in pretty decent shape. And the east of the North Island, of course, the leftovers of the low clear away a few showers first part of the morning. Otherwise, the rest of the day is good as that southwest flow takes over. Central Plateau to the Bay of Plenty, pretty similar, but otherwise you'll start off fine, go through the day, what changes? Nothing. It's a good looking day, even getting up to say 16 or so for the Bay of Plenty, Tauranga and also Whakatane. Now from Waikato up towards north, and southwest flow will still be flicking in 1 or 2 showers for the morning, but just hang in there. That's what we finish off with for the afternoon. Most are in pretty decent shape, so it's a good one. Starting off in Dunedin, could be about 3 inland, 6 at the coast. That is just some patchy cloud. That is it. Otherwise, looking okay and dry and fine as well for Christchurch. Get rid of the morning cloud. You finish off at 13. Some showers in the morning for Wellington, but just hang in there. They will go away as the southerly starts to fade. 12 or 13 is where we finish. And we may just see 1 or 2 just for the first part of the morning for Hamilton, but I'd say otherwise mostly dry. Just pick up some patchy cloud as you finish off and looking good. Tauranga as well. Get rid of those showers. They'll be gone. Otherwise a dry, sunny day and 16. And for Auckland, yeah, there'll be a few showers first part of the morning, mainly out west, but the rest of the day is good. 15 is where we finish. And those winds easing back as well. Check out Sunday. Sunday is fine for most of us, except that one front doesn't have a load of moisture, but it might make it a cloudy one down to the far south and, of course, the west coast of the South Island. And then you see the front starting to track in. That'll ride in there for the course of Monday and then on Tuesday, but it doesn't have a lot of meat and bones to it. It's just one of those passing things. And then high pressure. Yeah, waiting. We haven't seen too many of those. If you're heading to Australia tomorrow, check out Sydney. 25 degrees of sunshine. I'll take that. Showery to the south and to the east. And over the southwest Pacific, it looks like this. Otherwise fine, follow the strip blue. There's some wetter weather, Fiji and also Tonga, but just some passing showers. And of course now we're looking at the horizon. Spring is on the horizon, but one thing to point out, of course, just be prepared for a bit of anything, because of course we've had the fading El Nino, we've got the very active jet stream, but looking down south, there's another thing we have to keep an eye on. Of course, that's changes in the cold down south, not just in the cold in Antarctica, but higher up in what's called the stratosphere, some 15 kilometers high. There could be some changes in the temperature, or a little bit of warming, which could take what is a polar vortex in the coming week or so, and buckle it. What does that mean for us? Just think of the jet stream as a roller coaster ride. That means there could be those cool outbreaks and even some warm weather, of course, at times for the spring. Typical stuff coming our way, but at least think of the folks down south finally seeing the sun after 4 months there at Scott Base. But guys,
Have a good weekend.
All right, we're ready for the unsettled ride. Thank you, Dan. Time for 7 Sharp now. They seem to be everywhere. You're talking these local body election billboards.
Yes, but we're talking to a politician, a rare politician, who doesn't want his face